Good morning, Kevin.
Hey, Earl, great to see you as always.
Absolutely, my friend. Another glorious Monday.
Absolutely. Love our real estate and mortgage chats and helping folks know what's going on in the market and some helpful tips to buy, sell, invest, all that good stuff.
Absolutely, man. And if you don't mind, I'll start off with some numbers first, and then
Let's
we can
hop
kind
right
of
into it.
jump into our topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right. So this news is for the Greater Hampton Roads area, as I always let people know. That's the 7 cities, including like Isle of Wight, James City County, Williamsburg, different little areas like that as well. Our neighbors. So the average days to sell in February was only 36. That was actually 2 days down from January, which we know typically is this is a slower time of the year. But it improved by 2 days, and it looks to improve even further as we head into March, coming into the spring market. We look to be on pace, as we know it's early in March, but we look to be on pace to probably even beat that by a couple of days, by the end of this month, which is pretty good.
I'm surprised it's 36 because I know I hear from folks going out home shopping. If there's a decent house that hits the market and is priced decently, there's multiple offers the first weekend, the first few days.
Kevin, I listed one about a week and a half ago. Within 24 hours, we had a full price offer over asking, and multiple offers on top of that. And we're closing in 20 something days.
So how do you think it's 36 days on market? Like, are there just some that are just sitting there?
Yeah, it's on average. It's an average of of the whole total. A sum of everything. So we all know that homes that are pristine, they're updated, upgraded, move-in ready, those fly off the shelf. Other homes that are not quite in that manner, which aren't bad homes at all, which are great investments, those tend to take a little bit longer to sell. Or
Maybe some that need a little, need a little love, aren't
yeah,
quite
a little
ready.
right, a little TLC. And like I said, it's not my job to bash anyone, but we know all lenders and realtors are not created equal. So sometimes they have a hand, in possibly that process going as smoothly as it needs to be, as we know, firsthand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Secondly, new listings. We actually had it was just shy of 150 new listings in February than we did in January, which also is great. February, it was right around 2150. And back in January, it was just over 2,000 or so.
Okay.
Available listings. So, more listings coming to the market, but the listings that come, they leave so fast, especially if they're quality listings, like we talked about before, even with the average days to sell, because like I said, we see so many instances where, we have the anomaly, house goes up on the market, it's under contract the next day, but that's not happening in every situation right now.
And that sounds like so many, like, wow, 2,000 listings. But you have to think, even our little James City County up here has over 70,000 people.
Yes.
When you look at the whole region, there's a lot of people looking for houses. So 2,000 goes fast.
Yeah, 2,000 it blows by. Like I said, when we think about the amount of people, and you're talking about 2,000 listings for the whole Greater Hampton Roads. Most cities have over 250,000 people alone.
Yeah.
So,
and we got military in and out constantly. It's
yes.
2,000 isn't much.
Yeah, no, it's not it's no more than a little speck on the spectrum, to be honest.
Spring's coming though. Usually things start to pick up. We always look towards the middle of March. I always circle March 15th on my calendar of that's when the real estate year starts, and we're going to be there in just a few short days.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. As soon as the weather starts to change, I think this week we're going to see temperatures in the mid 60s, upper 60s. It's going to be that spring fever. Everybody's going to start doing yard work, including myself, because my grass needs to be cut, flower beds, stuff like that. And that's going to really bring bring the season in the right way, as we usually see every year.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and one last note here, the number of sales from February to January, we had an increase of almost 320, 321 actual sales but within that month time period, which averages out, a little bit more than 10 a day, overall, Greater Hampton Roads area. It's which is actually, like I said, it's not bad for this time of the year, because if you put the numbers along with a hot seasonal time of the year, June, July, it's just shy. So speaking that, we have low inventory, but that low inventory is very active. It's moving in and out, within the markets. So that's a good sign. It's the signs of a healthy market, to be honest.
Yeah, and signs spring is coming and things are picking up. And crazy enough, you and I were recently chatting about purchasing homes that may be a fixer-upper. So, we were just talking a minute or two ago about inventory, why it might be sitting, etc. Could be some properties that do need some love. So those could be a really great opportunity for someone that's in the market and having trouble finding that perfect home. You can find one that's not perfect and make it so.
Absolutely. And I think that was the whole topic of the conversation, was finding your perfect home in a fixer-upper. The fixer-upper is a great opportunity for first-time home buyers, but it's also a great opportunity for repeat home buyers who are looking to move up and get a bigger house for a little less money that just needs a little TLC. I know, according to what we were going over and what we were looking at, it was saying what you want to do as a home shopper is you want to kind of put together a list of things. You want to put together a list of your must-haves, the things you would like to have, and your dream state. The dream state, of course, is when you have your must-haves and what you like to have all come into one, and you're able to get it at a good price.
But if a house doesn't have all your must-haves, you can make it that. If you must have 4 bedrooms and it only has 3, but you love everything else. If it must have an in-law suite, but it has everything else, you can purchase the house and get that. You can add it later, use cash on hand, but in the mortgage world, we have programs for that.
Yes.
Purchase plus improvements mortgage. And they are good, safe, government-backed mortgages like everything else. The most commonly used one is from FHA, Federal Housing Administration. They have a purchase plus improvements mortgage. Minimum down payment is still fairly low, 3.5% of the purchase price plus improvements. There's a conventional version of it, not quite often as used or as chatted about. That one is really kind of more for someone considering a second home or even an investment property purchase plus improvements. So these are some really good opportunities to help purchase the home, finance the improvements so that the home qualifies if it's got some serious issues, or just becomes the house you want it to be. So there are some really good opportunities out there. Now, these, of course, are for buy and keep. These aren't programs for flippers. We have that too, but that's just something different, set up differently. These are for folks that I want to buy a house. I want to live in it. I want it to be my second home, or even as an investment property, I'm going to keep it and rent it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing that, we've echoed so many times on this show before, is the fact that you'll actually have more opportunity finding a home that you can fix up into your dream home. You'll have a lot better opportunity as far as being able to save maybe a little bit on the purchase price, being able to get a little closing cost assistance. You have more opportunity there versus finding a home. Like I said, nothing wrong with finding a home that's all ready to go, move-in ready. But it gives you a little bit more wiggle room if you need such, to walk into a really great place and be able to really customize it the way that you want. If you're unable to build, let's say, a custom home from the ground up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, a lot of times you get more anxious sellers willing to help, to contribute. And closing costs and such are a little more on those kind of programs, but you can ask the seller to help.
Yeah, and generally from what I've been seeing, because I've sold a couple of fixer-uppers lately, from what I've been seeing, the sellers have been more than willing. As long as you're not trying to come at them with a low, super low ball offer that's insulting, because you got to be realistic. That's the biggest thing I tell all my clients. Be realistic. Put yourself in the shoes of the seller. We'll run the numbers. We'll look at everything, and we'll figure out what is a good market price, in comparison to the sale price, and make a good offer. If you make a good offer, everybody wins. No one's insulted, and everybody gets what they want at the end of the day.
Well, and if it's a home that's recently listed and a good home at a reasonable price, you need to make an aggressive offer.
Yes.
You can consider a good offer if it's been sitting for a while.
Right. That's all plays into it as well. If it's been sitting for a while, been on the market a month or so, you may have a little extra wiggle room there. But if it's something that everybody sees as a hot commodity, you got to be aggressive still to get what you want.
You're right, man. Well, hey, it's going to be a great 2024, and the season kicks off within the next week or so. I am super excited. Anybody needs mortgage assistance, loanswithkevin.com, or you can reach me at the office, 757-645-0196. And when they need a great agent,
they can reach out to me at 757-871-4167 or on my website at earl.belltowerteam.com.
Sweet. Love it, Earl. Till next week.
Till next week, Kevin. Have a good one, buddy.
You too.